YouTube. Tom here. It's actually the second time I've had to film this video, because the first time I filmed it over in the parking garage right after I made the intro, and fortunately it's so windy on top of the parking garage, all the audio just cut completely out. So I'll go ahead and film it here in my driveway instead. But today I didn't want to make a video that was too overcomplicated. I just wanted to make something a little simpler. That is, I wanted to make a year in review. So now 2018 has been a pretty exciting year for me, especially on YouTube. So let's go back to January 2018 as we look back on this year. So 2017, I kept talking about wanting to order a 2018 Mustang when they came out. So back in January, I finally was able to put the order in for this car. And of course, 10 weeks later, finally had come in. It took a good while since there were a couple production delays, but there it was, March 2018. I finally got this car, and of course the first real video I made with it, I did a review of my car. That was pretty exciting. Still got a good amount of views for my channel at the time. Didn't really have a lot of subscribers, but that was pretty exciting. Finally getting a car I saved up for years and was finally able to make YouTube content. Basically the car I started YouTube around wanting, and then now I've expanded YouTube after getting the car. But of course January and February, a little bit on edge though with YouTube, because February, as most people know, that's when YouTube came around and said if your channel is under 1,000 subscribers and under 4,000 hours of watch time, you're no longer going to be monetized. So of course at the time when that news came out, I was at 500 subscribers, so I'm like, what, how in the world am I supposed to double the size of my channel? But luckily, over the course of 2018, we managed to nearly triple that. Of course now, here we are in December, I'm sitting at almost 1,500, so still kind of hopeful for 1,500 by the end of this year. I was hoping for 2,000, but I'll settle for 1,500 at this point. But that was pretty exciting though, finally getting to about June when I finally got the 1,000 subscribers. That was another thing we finally did in 2018. In fact, something for you all, number 1,000 was actually my mom. It was at 999. I actually walked up to her and said, "Mom, did you actually have subscribed to my YouTube channel yet?" And she's like, "No, I don't think I've ever subscribed. Can you please?" So she was actually number 1,000, so big thank you to Mom for helping me get that 1,000. But also in June, that was another pretty exciting month for me, because back in June, that was the first time I had a weekend off where I was finally able to go to Cars and Coffee for the first time since I got this car. So June, Cars and Coffee over in St. Petersburg, Florida. That was it. That was the first time I'd been to a car show in years, plural, because I used to go all the time when I was younger. Used to go with my uncle as a kid, and then I went to a couple, in college, some little smaller meets that, somewhat local to me. Not really extremely exciting, but they were fun. But I never really had a car I was able to put into meets, so they were never really that much fun to me. So finally I was able to go and have my own car in the meet, and I remember I got this car detailed and everything for that meet. So that was exciting, so I got to start doing that. And of course I get one Saturday off a month, so I do get to go to one Cars and Coffee a month roughly. So that's fun. First time ever making a Cars and Coffee video too. That was exciting for me. And also in June, that was when I got to do the first major mod of this car, and that was, I got to do the X-Pipe, which you all heard in the intro. Was a lot of fun to get to be able to finally do. I finally was able to make this car sound like I wanted it to. And this car has active exhaust, so it sounded really good when I first got it. But getting that X-Pipe, that really helped. That was something I knew for a fact I was going to get first thing when I got the car. Ended up being a few months till I got it, but I knew I wanted it. I remember test driving a couple of 2018 Mustangs and saying to the person I had to test drive them with, yeah, I really want to get this car with an X-Pipe, and they said, oh, you don't need it on active exhaust. Active exhaust sounds just fine. Well, I got it with mine, and man, does it sound good. So then we fast forward a little bit to August. You know, still well over 1,000 subscribers by that point. August, I decided to go ahead and go back to school and start with my master's degree. But when I started my master's degree, I also signed up for a photography class, and so 2018 ended up being the year I finally bought my first DSLR. Because I bought a Canon T7i and immediately started learning how to take good pictures with it. Of course, that's been exciting because I post now a lot more to Instagram, which is something I said in 2018 I really wanted to get started doing. So Instagram, we'd hit 200 followers this year. That's actually fairly recent, so that was pretty exciting for me because, you know, first time really getting serious about it, trying to put out really quality pictures on Instagram. So that 200, of course, that's not easy to do. I think Instagram is honestly harder to grow than YouTube. So that's been exciting, finally getting to that. So if you're not already and you want to, I got a link down below in the description of every video for my Instagram, and also I'll put it up on screen here for everybody to check out. That's been pretty exciting to do. So finally getting to grow Instagram. I've had people come up to me and ask me, you know, they want to buy my pictures. So that's something I'm hoping to start doing a little more of in 2019. So then September came. You know, I'd been doing all these different car meets and Cars and Coffee events. My mom asked me one day, she says, well, what do you actually do at Cars and Coffee? Tried to explain to her, well, you know, you talk about cars, you do a lot of car stuff, and she didn't understand. And I said, you know, I got one coming up Saturday, why don't you come with me? So September, that was actually pretty exciting. My mom came with me to Cars and Coffee, and she actually had a blast. And that video might not have been like the most viral video necessarily. I didn't do the stereotypical, here's mom's reaction to my car. I just did a simple, here's what my mom thinks about all these cars at Cars and Coffee, and of course a lot of you continue to ask about her. I'm actually thinking about another one this weekend I got coming up. She may or may not be coming with me depending on how scheduling works out. So I know you all enjoyed that one, so hopefully she'll be able to come out for this one as well. But, so that's actually the last video I'm planning right now for 2018, is another Cars and Coffee coming up Saturday. Once again, I'll have more information about that in my YouTube community page once I get all the information squared away for that. So yeah, and then for 2019 though, we got some pretty big goals planned. Obviously, you know, one of them people want to see is a lot more mods with this car. I know a lot of you want to see this car get boosted. That's something I would like to do too, but I don't know if it's going to happen in 2019 or not. But I'm definitely going to see what I can do with this car all motor in 2019. Let's see if we can hit that 500 horsepower. So I'm looking at a tune, cold air intake, and headers, hopefully at some point in 2019. Of course, none of that's cheap. I know everyone thinks it's all simple bolt-on stuff, and they think it's, you know, anyone can afford it. Yeah, realistically, I can't afford it, but there's a lot of other things I want to be able to afford too. Definitely want to get some better camera equipment as well, so as the money comes in, I definitely will continue mods for this car, and I got more than just those planned. I got a lot of different things I want to get done to this car. But another goal I want to do is something I actually was looking at doing in 2018, decided for cost reasons to go ahead and put this off a little bit. I want to put this car down the drag strip at some point in 2019 and see what kind of quarter-mile times it runs. That's definitely something I want to do though, because a lot of people do ask what kind of quarter-mile times does it run. They all want to know the top speed of it. Good news is I got a drag strip, actually 2 drag strips off the top of my head, an hour away in each direction. Plus there's another, at least one other, like 2 hours away. So there's multiple drag strips in this area. Another thing I want to do that's definitely on the maybe pile, since I don't know how it's going to work out cost-wise and time-wise, but I want to put this car down a half mile. Because about 3 hours north of here, there's a half-mile event every year. So that's definitely something I want to look at doing with this car, because that would be really fun, just something different. Not a lot of people get to do that, because half-mile events aren't necessarily dime a dozen like quarter-mile drag strips. So that's something I want to do. Another one is another 3 hours southeast of here, roughly. We got Sebring, which is one of the biggest, you know, not biggest, but necessarily, but famous tracks road racing, so possibly even a road course might happen with this car. And then I'm not sure because I've never really looked at it, but there's got to be at least one autocross event in this area of all these different car events. So that's another one that's a maybe. Possibly doing some road course stuff like road course and autocross. Those are 4 things I know I definitely want to do with this car. You know, so that's something I really can say I really want to do. And of course, putting it on a dyno, I know I've talked about it for a while now. I was going to do it again now, but for time reasons, I couldn't do it this month. So that's definitely something I want to do, especially when the mods start going. I want to see what kind of power it puts down, what kind of power it puts down after the mods. So that's all some exciting stuff. My 2nd year right now doing YouTube. So if you've been a subscriber since 2017 at least, thank you so much for your continued support. Some of you all know regular subscribers, and you really helped me with this channel. You really have been supporting me for a long time. If you've been a regular subscriber now since 2018, thank you so much. Once again, if you subscribed this year, some of y'all I know helped me get to 1,000, and some of y'all are really on my way to the next big goals with the channel. You know, there's some of you that are regular commenters. I smile every time I see some of your comments. Goals for 2019, for YouTube anyway, is let's go ahead and let's hit 5,000 subscribers in 2019. Let's go for broke. I wanted to hit 2,000 by the end of 2018. We fell short of that. But I have no doubt in my mind that we can hit 5,000 in 2019. That would be amazing. Really would help out a lot. Really help get this channel going off the ground more. That helps me with monetization. Of course, that's going to help you all see better content. Just keep that in mind. For Instagram, since I know I plan to keep doing that, since I'm really enjoying going out and taking pictures, let's hit 1,000 subscribers on Instagram, or followers I should say. Once again, link is down below for Instagram. So anyway, let me know in the comment section below what you think about all of this. Let me know what kind of content you all want to see in 2019, because definitely I want to bring you all a lot better content. I want to keep steadily improving content. So 2019 is definitely going to be a lot better of a year. So let me know that in the comment section below. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. If you are stopping in for the first time, go ahead and subscribe, and make sure you check out all my other content, because I've already got some pretty exciting content, I like to think, on this channel. But definitely check that out. Let me know what you think about any of that. Anyway, take care. Have a good day.